Hi, welcome back. So now that we've learned how to add, create, and move between branches, we're going to start working on adding commits to these branches, because right now this structure isn't really followed, at least up till here. So what we're going to do is go through and create this section. So we're not going to work on this just yet. Merging we'll do in the next video. For now, we're just going to start adding commits to this branch right here. So how are we going to do this? Well, the first thing you're going to need to do is actually switch to your other branch. So I'm going to switch to git checkout dev. So at this point, you would have switched to your development branch, which means you're now working on creating the next version or version 1 of your software. Now, of course, in reality, this might take months or weeks or months or however big your project is. But in our case, we're just going to create a few sample commits and pretend that we're creating some software. So what I'm going to do is go and open up some files here in my new software, open up file 2, some text. I'm going to save that, just create some dummy commits, git git add dot and git commit -m. So you can see here that I'm creating commits in just a normal fashion, because what's happening is we're talking about branch view here. And it might seem like you have to do some special commands and things, maybe specify the branch in your commit, but you don't have to do any of that, because right now we are on the development branch, and just like before, we were on the master branch. So nothing's really changing except the branch that we're on. So all of the same rules still apply. You can still check out, you can still revert. It's just on a different branch. So you've kind of created a diversion from your master branch. It's kind of making it multi-dimensional in a sense. It just adds a little bit more complexity, so don't really worry about it. All of the commands are the same. Just think of it, you're on a separate path to a different goal, for example. So we're just going to make a normal commit. Let's just say dummy commit. So it doesn't really matter what you put here, but if you were working on real software, what you would be doing at this point is working on, let's say, maybe develop new function, then bug, or well, not bug fixes, but refactored, and then you would say final fixes, then added new function. You would do all sorts of things, just developing towards the first version of your product. And this is coming back to what I was saying about some of the uses of Git. It allows you to organize the complexity of your projects into something that's a little bit more manageable. You have tangible goals that you can reach. This is used by software developers all over the world, and including enterprise projects and project managers. They use this because it allows you to break up your work and set smart goals that you can actually reach, instead of having one giant big goal at the end where it's some imaginary thing that you're going to reach in a few years. So that's just one use. And now I'm starting to prove to you, hopefully, that this is one of the big uses of Git and how branches can help us majorly. All right, so enough talking. Let's go through and finish off some of these commits. So I'm going to say more text maybe, and I'm going to go and add another dummy commit. Dummy commit 2. Oh, whoops, forgot to add actually. Always remember to add your files. There we go. Dummy commit 2. All right, there we go. We created our second dummy commit. So why don't we check out our log here? You can see that we have our initial commit, and then we have commit, dummy commit and dummy commit 2, but you can see that there's no real visualization like there is here. You can see here we have, created a branch and then the commits and all of that, but here we don't have any of that. That's the thing. And that's a big problem because we can't really differentiate between the branches. So this is where you need to keep in your mind that, make sure that you know which branch you're on, which commits you're making. This is why I like to say, be very careful with what you add and commit, because sometimes you can commit the wrong thing and it's going to be a nightmare to get it out. So just be careful and be cautious when you're doing it. Don't try and rush too fast. So there we go. We created some dummy commits. Now that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video, because what I'm basically talking about here is just creating commits on branches. And you can see that there's really not much of a difference between this branch or the master branch or any branch for that matter. But what is the difference, and what does make the big difference, is merging branches, which we're going to cover in the next video. So that is quite a complex topic. I'm going to go through it thoroughly so you know how to do it. And yeah, so we're done with editing our branches. In the next video, we're going to merge our commits from the development branch onto version 1.0 of our master branch. All right, let's go.